Good evening, everyone. 18th of February, 2025. And my God, we're over the moon with our club, aren't we?
Oh, bath time. It does not stop. It does not stop. It's just one big pile of shit.
You seen Jurassic Park?
I saw the first one.
Yeah, that one. Like, there's a massive pile of Tyrannosaurus Rex shit or something, and they're looking at it, going, "Oh, this is amazing." And this is basically what it feels like every day. From a great height, a torrent of shit pours down on me like Fosdig Wazoo, like a big waterfall, and I've just got to sit there and take it, and I don't like it.
It's it doesn't even hurt anymore. It doesn't even hurt anymore. It's just you wake up to more bullshit, you go to bed with bullshit. All day there's bullshit. And then game day comes when you think it's your salvation. and it's worse. Oh,
how are you anyway today?
I'm good, man. After I'm good, man. I'm slowly hating this team. Well, slowly hating I don't hate the players. I just, some days I do. This is one of the days when I don't hate the players and I don't hate the managers. But yeah, it's absolute fucking bullshit bath time. Honestly, it's absolute bullshit, man.
All right.
Oh God. Yeah, go on, you're gonna say talking of bullshit.
Yeah. Let's have a chat with the comments. Actually, I need a sacrificial lamb tonight. I want to time someone out, and then they tell me how long they were timed out for.
Well, I've got the perfect person, right?
So let's let them offer themselves up.
Yeah, I got you. That's fine.
All right. We got Steph in the house. Big up to you, Steph. Thank you for leaving comments on our videos. You left a film called Dark Light.
Light, yeah, something. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, I think Steph quite likes horror films. If you want a horror show, Everton away, man. A football question from Bilal. I hope you're doing well, Bilal. Does any system suit these overrated prima donnas?
Yeah, we'll get back to that. We'll get on.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone talks about systems and things like that. I'm perfectly willing to do it, but I've got a better question actually. If Yabba ever fucking turns up, I'll ask him. Hello, Andrew. Entertain us, someone. This is getting depressing.
Yeah,
okay.
Get Yabba to do a dance.
Yeah, I'll juggle for you later. Matty Bassett, big yourself up. Farm, 1994. Good evening to you. Double A. How are we going? We need Yabba's quizzes back. If he ever turns up, I will be sure to tell him. I'm singing Ken Dodd's Happiness song in my head. Oh, look, check this out. I like your talk, Mr. B. We had a big discussion about Mr. B's talk backstage. You wouldn't have thought it would work, sort of pipe and yellow, but it looks great.
It gets there, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got pipe 71.
Oh my God. This is my other brother from for 40 years plus, and he's actually a Spurs supporter.
Is he?
But he was actually at the protest on on the day that they had it there for yeah, he's been moaning about his club for about 15 years. I'll be honest. When people weren't even moaning, he was moaning. So if I ever turn like him bath time, just cut the channel for me, man.
All right. I remember that. I think have you ever heard of a show called Ghostwatch?
No.
You never saw that?
Why would I have heard of Ghostwatch?
It's well famous. It was I think it was Michael Parkinson, and they did it on Halloween, and they pretended that Michael Parkinson got possessed, but they didn't do it as this is obviously a fake. They did it as a real thing, and the name of the ghost was Mr. Pipes. You don't remember that?
No, bro.
It's amazing. It was
No.
amazing.
No, I'll be honest, mate. There's a lot of stuff that you talk about that goes straight over my fucking head. I'll
It's
be
because you
honest.
don't have direct access to your own fucking memories.
They need to be jogged. They need to be jogged. That's all.
That's
They're
why
in
you put
there.
the tracksuit on.
Yeah, you tap aside and the smoke goes, and then the memories come. So you look, it's
Like shaking a snow globe.
yeah, tip my head upside down,
Yeah.
innit?
And good evening to We Deserve Better, who you won't know who this is, but he always that profile picture always reminds me of Solid Snake, who's a
I do know
computer
Solid
game.
Snake. Thank you very much.
What
What
from
was
Metal
that
Gear?
game? Metal Gear Solid. Yeah,
How do you know that? You must
because
got
I used to play Metal Gear Solid. I think
really.
I might have stopped at the first one. There was a bit where I couldn't get past with the boat. After about 7 months, I gave up.
All right, yeah, but it looks like he's wearing an eye patch. One man is not wearing an eye patch. Is John Lowry. Good evening to you, sir. I hope that you're doing well. And Ashmal, what does Lakanoch mean? It means good night in Serbo-Croat. And we're a multilingual channel.
Not what fucking Andrew put down.
What does he?
Look at his answer.
Oh, God, you're such a fool, Andrew. I can't time you out, Matty, because you're a mod.
Oh, God.
I hope that aches and pains have dissipated. Yeah, I was still a bit painful. I wasn't able to go running today. Sarah's in America, so it's not fun times in the bathtub at the moment.
The bathtub with bath time, never mind.
Yeah. Oh, look, we've all got a case of Trevor fever this evening. Idiot blame the players. They've been asked to do something they can't do. Is down to Amrin. All right, we might have a chat about like where everyone sort of thinks
where
about
everybody's
Amrin.
version of it. Yeah, well, why not? That's what we're here for. Therapy session.
Yes, John Lowry. I remember Ghostwatch. I was only young, but I slept under the duvet for about 2 years.
Jesus
Party
Christ.
Geist. You don't genuinely have you? Do you know the Blair Witch Project?
Yeah, that's the
Like,
one where
you know, like they kind of presented it as being real.
Yeah.
Like this is what they did with like Ghostwatch is they did a live like program where they pretended they're investigating a ghost, and it ended up with Michael Parkinson getting possessed by the devil.
Oh,
And it's genuinely amazing.
Oh, fucking hell, after one on the sherbet.
Cerebral jogging isn't an exercise, Mr. B.
What is cerebral jogging?
Well, cerebral is related to your cerebellum, so I assume it means thinking.
Okay. Thinking about
jogging.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a lot of things you think about that get you started. You know, it's just whether or not it progresses to the next stage, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like one of the crazy things that I did in lockdown was I tried to find a way on my running machine of getting Google Maps to line up with my running machine so I could run from John O'Groats to Land's End or whatever it's called.
What?
Yeah, lockdown was a difficult time, Mr. B.
It must have been for you, mate. My lockdown was fun. I know a lot of people suffered. So I'm not gonna make light of it, but because I'm a delivery driver, people needed stuff delivered, so I was never at home. So my life
normal
didn't
for you, but with
less
less
traffic.
traffic.
Yeah, it was normal, just less bath time. And guess what? People weren't allowed to come to their doors. So guess what? I leave their stuff outside their house and knock on their door. Normally I would, hello, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't greet anybody. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. For me personally, my job, it didn't affect obviously, the other side of it, but actual work-wise, because of what I was doing, it didn't stop me from doing my job.
Yeah. Like I hadn't moved in with Sarah for the first lockdown, so I was by myself. And it's probably why I love that Ollie team so much, is because like when they came back to play football, it felt like they were saving me.
They put a smile on your face. Okay, I hear that. I hear that.
Here's another man who puts a smile on my face. It's Elite Baller, the founder of Incio Crypto Coin, with Lucky Singh. All right. Now, unfortunately, we've got to talk about Manchester United and boring things. We'll start off with the protest, I guess, which is on March the 9th against Arsenal at home. The 1958 are doing a protest. The same 1958 that met with the whole Ineos board in October of last year. What are your thoughts on this, Mr. B?
Everybody's jostling for their position. At the top of the hatred tree, I suppose. I mean, look, whatever they feel they have to do, they'll have to do. The stadium is not going to be. Ideally, you want them to be a protest and nobody to go to the game, but they'll protest before the games, and everybody will still, or I would say 95% of the stadium will be full before kickoff. So yes, they will have their moment in the sun, but it's not going to make any difference. They've chosen a high level game, which is fine. All of the world's eyes are going to be on the game, but unless United win the game, it makes no difference what they do with their protest. So
if they get it called off, that is huge. Only one match has ever been called off, like for fan stuff.
Yeah, good.
The Liverpool game.
Yeah, that's good. We were the first. We were the first to do a lot of things. The game won't get called off. There's no chance they're gonna even get it. I think they were shocked by what happened the last time, but there's no chance. There's no chance the game's called off. They'll stick them concrete bollards all the way down the bottom there, by past Gary Neville's bloody what's his name, hotel there.
Football.
Yeah, and they'll only let you in if you've got a ticket. So the game, there's no chance that the game gets called off. They'll just
I
put
think
it
it
off.
might get called off.
No chance.
They knew last time that people were trying to call it off. They tried to block in the team bus at the Lowry. Like I think Liverpool sent like 3 sort of fake coaches.
Yeah.
Or something. We got not players. We had fans running around on the pitch and stuff. I think it's really, really difficult to, like, if 60,000 people want to go and get a game called off, there's not much the police can really do about it.
Oh, I hear that. It won't be 60,000 though. It'll be 5.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing is that, like, obviously we had Stuart on the other day, and he's talking about the dissent amongst United fans at the moment at the stadium, people punching each other, like this kind of divide between old and young. And I have a natural distrust towards fan groups. I don't think that they really operate like in our interests, to be honest. Yeah, man, I saw
they've
what
got their own
happened
interests at heart. Whoever their boss is at the time, and
it must have just turned into essentially a ticket touting agency. Like, you see all the same faces, getaway games and things. They're just basically like the mafia now. And I feel the 1958 are probably going to try and take that position. And I just think that there are better ways to instigate change than the protests. Like, I thought what they did that was really, really good was boycotting sponsors a couple of years ago.
Did it work though?
Yeah.
Well, look, they've got more than enough sponsors now, so I don't see it's going to have that much of an effect by half time. Honestly, I don't. Unless they're going to make, unless this protest is going to make PPP or whatever it is, PPR, suddenly disappear for that transfer window, it's going to make no difference. It's going to make no difference.
Maybe it could put a bit of pressure on the Glazers to sell a little bit more. When the summer, Ineos lads buy more shares.
They ain't selling shit. If Ineos buying shares mean that they can spend more money in the summer?
No, but
doing it then. He's already on 27. But he's on 20. What is he on? 27, 27.7.
Yeah, he's a minority owner.
Then it becomes hostile, isn't it?
Well, I'm all right with a bit of hostility, to be honest.
That's fine, but then the club's already in the shit. There's already no money to spend. There's nothing that everything needs building and half building. I don't see how that benefits anybody.
Well, I think like if you're looking for like getting a new stadium, can put like redoing the training ground, and like we've put all the the Ineos have put all the money in that they're able to put in until the summer. I think that it would be better for them to be majority owners, like in terms of sort of clearing debts, building a new stadium, doing up the training ground and things, because I feel that they're using that debt that the Glazers have as leverage on the Glazers. We're seeing absurd amounts of people getting fired from the club. Like, we do have too many employees, to be perfectly honest, but you don't want anyone who's not a player or a coach to be fired.
Agreed.
All right, let's have a look what people are saying. The Glazers won't care. They're the problem. They're vile. Okay. Matty, what's this about players revolting? All right, we'll do players revolting next, I think. Yeah, leaks coming out, but maybe just made up shit. It's coming from the Daily Mail, Andrew. So I
made up shit.
No, I don't think it will be. I think that someone will have said it. Like so that someone might be making it up. I don't think the journalists will. Journalists can just guess easily. Is bath time a 50-year-old footballer? Are you offering yourself up for your time out, Ajmal?
I was gonna say he's the one. No, he's not the oldest one on here, and he's far from 50. I tell you.
Yeah, like I'm still playing proper football. No vets or bench for me. Well done, Delict and Maguire calling out teammates' professional attitude of other players.
What is this about?
I haven't seen that.
Ooh.
I don't know how I feel about Delict doing that, to be honest.
Why not? He might not have the ability, but maybe he does have the
time at the club.
His time. Well, look, he obviously feels that he's going to be here a little bit longer. Maybe he feels that he's given his all in training and in games, and there's a lot of people who aren't good.
True. I just think that there's a name missing from that list that should be on that list, and it's Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, that fussy can fuck off.
No, it's like Bruno and Maguire. I'm fine doing this, but
not
Delict. No.
Oh no, I have no problem with Delict. I think it shows where his professional attitude is. I don't have a problem with Delict talking.
Oh, it's a Lucky Singh quote.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Okay. I know. Oh, right, shut up. It's done me. Like Pipes saying, as an outsider looking in, I personally don't think Jimmy Jim has the P's required. P's means money, Mr. B. Where does it come from, that P's for money?
Oh, you're asking the wrong fucker, mate. I have no idea.
He had enough money to buy a steak, and that's it. All the cost cutting ain't good stuff. I think that's an unfair reading of the situation, Pipes. First of all, with the cost cutting and the staff, what club does he support? It's Spurs, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Spurs. Do you know how many employees Tottenham Hotspur Football Club have? Because I do. It's 719. Manchester United has over 1,100, and it is by far the biggest amount of any club. And
was this before we did the sacking?
This is before the sackings.
Okay, yeah. So they took 250. So what we on?
900? Yeah, 900 to 1,000, and like that's still quite a lot because.
And they want to lose another few.
Yeah, well, Tottenham, Arsenal, they're like 720, 650, City 500. Like, so we've got a very bloated workforce. And as I say, I don't want anyone to lose their job. It's not a player or whatever. But when new management come in, it's basically what they do in it.
Yeah.
And in terms of not having the money required, I believe Jim Ratcliffe is the richest person in the history of this country.
Yeah, and
he can't put more money into the club than he has already. He's at the limit for the rules.
Okay, so him putting all this, I don't think it hasn't been. How has it benefited the club? I
Well,
understand him putting money in.
Carrington got a facelift.
Ooh, we got red paint.
Well, no, they cleared up a bit of Carrington. He put 300 million in, and that has allowed us to not go bankrupt.
We're a mess, man. We're a mess.
So, and it's just what it is. But it is interesting that an outsider has that impression, because I feel like a lot of fan channels are kind of just running whatever they want instead of doing any bloody research. Yes, thank you, John Larry. I have played a box to box 12 kilometers. Right, we deserve better, saying Ineos are very clever. They're making all these cutbacks and price increases with the lack of signings. They can just take respite and blame it all on the Glazers.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but it's different, but I mean, I get that, but them blaming it doesn't matter. They're both in bed with each other, so he's already said how wonderful the Glazers were in the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't see how he wants that whole relationship to sour.
Well, no, look, come on. We know that, the Glazers weren't actually willing sellers, right? And we know that, their dad made a real legal fuckery with these Class A and Class B shares and things, and he had to do a deal in order to get it done, or we were going to be bought up by an investment bank. The Qataris were just a pipe dream, but those investment funds and venture capitalists, they would have, now with a majority of American owners in the league, they can have us play in America without, they can vote it through and things. So Ratcliffe, that guy at Palace, Steve Parish, these are the guys that you need in the Premier League to stop it getting ripped up. And Jim is he's, it's kind of like you've got to make peace with your enemies. Yeah, he had to do a deal and stuff. He won't be happy with it. It's a half measure. But hopefully 2 or 3 years down the line, we can get them all out and we can have Ineos in control and we see where we go from there. So we've all got to agree that the Glazers have just got to do one, man.
Well,
right, are you just front running my comments?
So yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, this is what Yabba does when he gets bored. He just starts showing comments that agree with him. All right, well, you've seen them all, right? Ajmal. Yeah. I hope Ineos can kick the Glazers out. It's grim watching the game. I'm watching more of this channel than watching our game.
And you know what? I don't know if we're supposed to take that as a compliment or not.
I hope it's a compliment.
Yeah, we'll take it as a compliment. Thanks, Ajmal.
Yeah, we've got 14 likes, so thank you. I've got some rare support from Andrew. UK Strains. Where's Andy Tate? Not seen him for a while. I think he goes on the Tactical Devils on Mondays night. If you want to stop in with Andy. If we went into administration, that would get rid of the Glazers and Ineos. Yeah, and quite a lot of points as well. I think 12.
Jesus.
I think that puts us right in the relegation mix.
Oh, God.
All right. Players revolting, Mr. B. Someone else who's revolting is Yabba. Good evening.
Good evening. I do apologise for being late. I had a bit of a mishap at work. Police were called, and I had to do my detective work and help them out. Yeah.
Did someone report you for one of your footballing opinions?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you know how it goes.
Are you all right?
Yeah, fine. Just I was really frustrated. I knew the time was coming, and they were asking me. I had to sit check CCTV and do all this stupidness, And I'm the only one responsible enough to do that. It's when you have positions of power like this. Sometimes when important things,
really heavy lies the crown.
Yeah, exactly. As you know. But how are you guys? You guys all right?
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good, man. We haven't even gotten to the main. You've come right at the right time, to be fair. We're just talking about being, revolting players and them getting on our
Yeah.
nerves, and then you popped up. So just like that. Sorry, no, not really. I'm just in with you.
Just shows you, doesn't it, how real to life this show is. I mean, you expect us to be professional and punctual all the time, but this is real life. Real life issues matter,
Just like you said this.
Yeah, exactly. I come crashing through the door last minute to save the show.
Peggy!
Save the show.
Exactly.
You heard it. It didn't bypass you, did it?
No, it didn't, because I was already slightly miffed that I am always punctual and on time, because it's very important to do that. Man of my word. But anyway, but do you know the stories about the players revolting from the Daily Mail? Have you seen anything today?
No, I've seen absolutely nothing. So yeah, could you just fill me in, please?
So Chris Wheeler, who he's like, I wouldn't say he's like directly plugged into the club, but he does appear to have decent sources at the club. He has said that morale is rock bottom all around the club, and the players are beginning to question the system, if it's getting the best out of them, and a couple of them would like a change, a change in how we're playing, and you can see from the results. None of this is particularly shocking to me. This is what I suspect would happen at any football club in our position. But I'm interested in your opinions on it.
Yeah, I think you reach the crossroads, isn't it? We get to the crossroads, you say, do I change it or do I continue? Do I take a turn in right or left, or do I say allez tout toi in French and go straight forward? Am I right? Is that right? Allez tout toi.
So you
it's a long say, I think.
No, allez tout toi is straight ahead. Forward.
Droit is right.
And what is left?
Gauche.
Gauche. So allez tout toi is
straight ahead, maybe. Go straight ahead.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So we're at that crossroads now, and naturally. So I think because he's realised the culture of the club and issues that rise with player power and that kind of thing. I just think the players, maybe what they need to do is have a meeting together and just some reassurance with the players to say, look, I know, guys, this isn't going too well. I know, Bruno was having to go at the lit straight away after the goal, and, Dillet had his head down. He was a bit embarrassed and fingers would be pointed and everything else. But the manager, I think he's one of these guys who would be quite open and honest and say, look, guys, and he's a motivator. I think he's a bit of a motivator the way he talks.
I don't think he's motivating them at the moment, mate.
Yeah, but they're not performing, but it's his job now. What he needs to do is say, are you with me or are you jumping ship, And if you're with me, great, let's continue with this. If you've got any doubts or anything, air it and we'll discuss it. As Brian Clough once said, you got any issues, air with me, we have a discussion, and we find out I was right in the first place. That's what he said. But with Amarin, I think he's the type of coach to discuss it with the guys and make it clear with them. Look, just to stay on board. I know you're worried at the moment. I know this, we haven't been performing well. I know the results are bad. I'm feeling it too. But just continue with this. Allez tout toi, and let's see how things are next season. We have to write it off. But I'm not surprised. Like you said, I'm not surprised the players are muffling and whispering and maybe setting up group.
You're not surprised. You're not surprised. Because it's something that they've already done, yeah?
Well, no. I think even if they were the best behaved players in the world, they're disappointed to be losing.
Yeah.
And I've had it. You must have it as well, Mr. B. I think me and you got different management styles, Mr. B. But I had an issue this season where players were saying to me, "Oh, we should be playing a different formation, or we shouldn't do thing." So I had it out with them rather than saying, "No, yeah, that's it. It's my way, or the highway." I have discussions with them until they actually. I think after time, I didn't think it would be those, but after time they start to realize, okay, maybe things are working and we're playing really well. But we have to go through these rough patches and decide whether you distance yourself from the players and just give it a parent role, or you have a conversation with them and try to get them on board. And I think with all the poor performances and everything else, it's no wonder they're looking They're looking at each other. They're looking at the shape. They're looking at the system. Looking at thing. But it's ironic because when they first
but they're
come
probably not looking at themselves though, and this is the biggest part
exactly, of it. Mr. B. Exactly.
I think they are. Like I think that they're looking at themselves in the wrong way, where they're like this. Like, come on, you've both managed players. You know what players are like. The whole system should be set up to get the best out of them. Like, that is what every football player thinks, is that the system is something that serves their talents and things. So, like, Garnacho, I think he's perfectly entitled to sort of like say, you know, like, this isn't getting the best out of me, this system. Like, how can we change it and things? It's whether they're having sensible conversations, which they're entitled to. Like, you know, because everything's dreadful. And like, you know, it's not just the players. It is also the system as well. It's a combination of them and things. Or, which I hope it isn't, it's like factions are forming and there's like little whispering gangs going around and undermining people. Like, do you remember
who's
when
going to be
Radcliffe
part of these gangs though? Because a lot of the players have left.
There was still a big Portuguese section.
3.
Delo, Bruno, Lindelof, Casemiro. Like, they're all Portuguese speakers.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, if we were to imagine, I mean, you know, like we used to play skins and shirts or blacks versus whites. It's going to be Portuguese.
Did you?
Yeah.
You played blacks versus whites?
Yeah.
Like racial?
Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, back in the day,
Back in the day, when was that?
When I was in school, like first school.
You're younger than me.
Yeah, but this is what
you played blacks versus whites.
Yeah.
Brother. I never.
Even at football training, even at my when I was like under 8s and under 9s, we used to play. The manager used to set that up. Say, right,
why didn't you just go birthdays? Everyone born from like January to June go left. Everyone born after go right.
You know what? I mean, I know it happens and I get it, but fucking hell, no.
Mr. B, you're older than me, and you would have been experienced more stuff like that. I thought you would.
You know what it is? I didn't play kids football.
Okay, what were you doing?
Straight to men's.
I was. I was riding my bike.
Okay.
I wasn't. Yeah, I played football, but I played street football, man. We used to be picking up cars and smashing windows. My mum didn't have time to get me to organize football, so no, I played. Yeah, I play. I didn't do the club football, the young club.
Okay, so say you're at Man United now, Mr. B, and you talk about what factions, what. if you're at Man United now,
no,
and you're organising a game, the quick one would say, all right, bibs versus shirts or whatever, or you could go Portuguese guys versus this. They do this even at Chelsea. They used to do this. You know, you can imagine.
They go young versus old normally, don't they?
Yeah, that's what I do. Under 30s versus over 30s.
Yeah. And then I always try and get in the under 30s.
Put that wig on, huh?
Yeah,
exactly. Get the judge's wig on. Lovely. All right, we'll do some comments before we get back to this. First of all, actually, we need a quiz soon. I don't know if Andrew's offering himself up.
Andrew, would you like to volunteer to come on? I will do a quiz. I think it's about overdue, isn't it, that we had a quiz again? Anyone who wants to test the quiz master, we get 6 questions on general knowledge, sport and general knowledge, and 6 questions on your favourite football club, which would be Man United if you're watching the show. So if you want to start that off again, holler at me. Just tell us in the comments right now if you would like to volunteer to do the quiz. I just want to say this now, but a lot of you are bottlers because you give it all the big one about, we need the quiz. Why don't you step up and put yourself
Like, when you invite someone to come on the channel to do a quiz, you normally don't end it by insulting them and calling them bottlers. But I do like it.
All right.
Right. Is your finger getting any better?
It's actually not. Can I show you? Like, it's been since...
Is it not?
It's not. So I've had this sort of splint on for ages and different splints. And what's happened is it's molding up my fingers because I'm wearing these things constantly. It's molding up. So they said, do not take it off. And if you do take it off, make sure you straighten your fingers. As soon as it breaks the ligament and goes back down again, it's gonna backfire. So basically, this is my finger today. It's swollen and it's still bent. It's not as bent as it used to be, but if I go like that, it's bent. And if you can see the disgusting.
It's not a nice colour, is it?
Yeah, it's still.
Don't stink
really,
though, does it?
It used to. I had to use.
Yeah, I remember you used to say you.
Yeah, it still stinks a bit actually today. I need to wash.
You got gangrene.
I've got my fingernails molding. It's just so sore.
Yeah, but go to the doctor, please.
Okay.
Well, you've been rubbing your home version. Hold on. So you're saying okay, which means that you haven't been to the doctor. You've been doing your versions. You're rubbing it in cucumber and garlic oil. Yeah.
No, I had appointments. I was telling you, Mr. B, about Mount Vernon Hospital. They're really good. So I've been going there. They go perfect, brilliant service.
Yeah, but your fingers still mash up.
I missed my 2 appointments in January. But I thought, well, it's the stand. What they're doing is just checking it out and give me a split. Splint again, and I've got a splint. I've got everything I need, so I didn't think I needed to go back, but I do because it's not healing and it's still painful, and it's I need to sort it out. Anyway, enough about me and my finger.
I like the fact he said they absolutely told me do not remove the splint, and you weren't wearing the splint. That was my favourite part of that story. Farm, look at the games we've got left. I can see us only winning 1, maybe 2, no more. I don't know about that, but we'll see. And we got Chat Sport in the house. Yabba's Finger is looking for a sponsorship deal, which reminds me and Mr. B have been working on a sponsorship deal today. I'll tell you. We're trying to get sponsored by the Church of Scientology, because why not?
Did you see Yabba?
Do not even joke with me, I know we're the Red Devils, but we don't want to
It'd be great, Yabba. Instead of banning people, we'll just label them a suppressive person and things like that. Get Tom Cruise to come on.
For 4 seconds, dear boy. Yabba
what do they call it? The conditioning thing they do where they go back and bring up all your traumas from the past and explain why you've got why you're not yourself and why Scientology can help you. It's really, what's the name of the founder of Scientology again?
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard, man. Wow.
I thought it was, what's his name?
Tom Cruise. Did you think Tom Cruise founded Scientology? It would be, think of all the freebies that we could get.
Sorry?
Think of all the freebies that we could get.
Wow.
It'd be great. Don't worry, I'll email them tomorrow and see what they say. The first ever Manchester United / Scientology fan channel. It would be incredible. Right, Yali. Good evening, Yali. I am shocked the Premier League is as good as dead as it can be now. City won. I think I'm going to just take my ball and stop watching the Premier League. I could never, but I understand. I've worked out what he means. It's about the third-party sponsorship things, not about Liverpool winning the league. That could end up being good for us, but I tell you, money is the root of all evil, and us Scientologists are completely against this. Andrew saying Bruno favoritism is hideous. I'm sick of it. Andrew, if Bruno wasn't in our squad this season, I genuinely think we could get relegated. He's the only person that's really done anything. And back to Yabba's blacks versus whites football match. Apparently, it happens a lot in the 80s and 90s.
There was a song Mr. B must know about. It says, "Fight, fight, the black and the white. The black starts to win, so we all join in." Do you remember that? That was a thing. This was the cult.
What are you talking about? Please.
That's. Where did you grow up, Mr. B?
Sorry.
Listen, I mean, this is the kind of thing that we had.
I grew up in Harlesden, right? I grew up in Stone.
Oh, well, that's a probably black area.
Oh well, you know what? This is probably why these weren't games that
Yeah.
we fucking played then. Because I'm sorry, you're talking about stuff that
I was surrounded by NF,
National Front.
Yeah, the NF signs everywhere, and you know.
Oh well,
all these-
there you go. They put
Yeah.
an NF sign up where I was. That was getting bun down. So yeah, we grew up in completely different areas, boy.
Yeah. So
Shit.
it's the other thing. That was the culture back then, and it used to be a lot of that, and a lot, you know, it's changed a lot. But that was with the National Front.
Sorry, Angel,
Weezer
sorry.
better understands. He knows what I'm talking about.
Sorry. What the fuck are you starting?
Angel, I'm worried that is an old friend of ours.
It's a different generation, a long, long time ago.
All right.
Sorry.
Andrew's saying just used to wear blue and red. That's how they sorted it out. Right. Someone tell us the scores, because I've got a feeling that Celtic might be giving Bayern a hard time.
Oh wow!
No idea.
They
Celtic
did in the
fighting
first
hard in
game.
this tie. All right. Got a question to both of you. Do you remember Sammy McIlroy? Who's better, Bruno or Sammy?
Bruno, come on.
I would say I remember the name Sammy McIlroy, and I remember seeing pictures of him, but I couldn't tell you what he played like. So
Bruno's better.
I'd have to be biased and say Bruno, but
Steph is going to refuse to mob for us.
yeah, I tell you what are you fin mad?
Right, John is saying that he's up for the quiz, I think. We've got an email address that Mr. B will put in chat later in full-on capital letters.
Oh, you're a piss taker. You're a shitbagger.
I don't type it all in capitals. You do. Nothing to do with me.
You're a funny fucker, I swear.
This, I can see Mr. B trying to not laugh at Bent.
No, I just keep my mouth shut now, innit?
Maybe get the chat involved in the quiz. Bilal, come on and just do the quiz. And what else have we got here? A bit of Scientology stuff. Nick Cage is allegedly a vampire. Any comments, Yabba?
I don't want to say. Who's the guy? I'll tell you, who's the guy, the comedian that Hulk Hogan choked out? He died in the 80s. He was on Saturday Night Live.
Jim Belushi?
No, not Jim Belushi. He had a show, and Hulk Hogan and Mr. T were on it one time, and they choked him out, and he actually collapsed. And I can't remember his name.
Is it Richard Belzer?
No, not him. But anyway, I don't give me a start on Nicolas Cage, because I you know me.
Yeah,
talk a lot of rubbish.
So sorry. Nicolas Cage, the actor man.
Yes,
yeah.
The actor.
Who said he's? Oh, gee. Why do you bring? Guys, listen. There's certain things you can't say to Yabba, yeah, on the show.
She knows.
There is an image of Nicolas Cage. This is why she's saying about the vampire. There's an image of him, someone who looks like him from the past. You know, you see these past black and white photos. There's a guy who looks identical to him. So everyone's saying they got a
doppelganger.
Doppelganger, yeah. But there's a few people in Hollywood that have real good lookalikes from the past or even present. Now, I'm the sort of guy who would tell you there's two people playing different roles. But
you know,
not here. You're not.
Yeah,
no, I would. Yeah, but
no,
in private, I would tell you what's really going on. But
do you know what? Maybe, guys, if you want to hear that, you have to become members, and we have it pinned to our members.
Yeah. What's that Patreon? You know, is it a Patreon?
Yeah.
Patreon.
Oh my God.
I'd love to be at one of the presentations. I've got to say, like the ones we had were amazing. No, I won't do that actually. Right. So we've done the player revolting.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly. Nicolas Cage was in Face Off, and that tells you a lot. They're revealing a lot right there. So anyway, go on.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Shows you how the game's
real
played.
name's Nick Coppola. And we've got 19 likes for this absolute bullshit that we are talking about. Scientology, vampires.
Who brought up Scientology?
I did because we were getting sponsored by them.
No, we're not.
Yeah,
No, we're not.
let's take the money.
Are you a Scientologist, Halftime?
No, but I'm open to if they pay me enough. I'll do a lot of things for money.
You'll sell yourself.
Yeah.
Sell your soul.
If they came in with an offer for £1 million to sponsor the Manchester United agenda, would you turn it down?
Our principle, yes, I turn it down.
We'd have to fire him.
I know.
You
I know, I
guys,
was
I
going to
wish
say.
you guys well and say good
No,
luck.
Yeah.
I know we can collaborate on another channel, mate. We'll take the money. It's all right. This ain't no
Well,
problem,
then
man.
just shut the channel down.
Yeah, we'll have a proper backdrop. Me and Bath Time will be in the Bahamas with our real backdrop. You'll get your version with your Miami Vice lights. Oh yeah, we'll really be in Miami, bro. I'll tell you.
Yeah, or a cybernetic finger.
Oh, good.
All right.
Oh, shit.
So what we got next?
I was supposed to put that email address in. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, whilst Mr. B does that, our next story is some comments that come out from Benny McCarthy, which is that United should have been all in on Harry Kane. He was Ten Hag's major target, alongside. You've done it in capitals.
Oh,
He did as well. Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right, let me do it again.
Yeah, just put that in lowercase. It always looks like someone's shouting. But yeah, so we wanted Harry Kane. We looked at Osimhen and we looked very, very hard at Kolo Muani, who I think has ended up at Juve.
Yeah.
But they're basically saying that we should have, like, instead of getting Rasmus for 74, we should have spent an extra 30 or 40 and got Harry Kane. And it's always interesting to hear your thoughts on Harry Kane, Yabba.
Never been a biggest fan of his. Reason why I just felt he was overrated by England. You get these players who are half decent and England sort of rate them like they're the new next coming of Jesus, you know?
Like Maguire.
Well, that's different. Good one. You caught me off guard there, that one. Nice one. But yeah, I think Harry Kane, he scored a lot of goals in the Premier League. And when I look at him, his ability, he's very standard. He just does good things really well. He gets a yard and shoots. He's very good shooting. He's all right heading as well. And he's quite strong on the ball. But apart from that, he's not electric with pace. He's just does everything pretty well. He never excited me, and I've never thought that he was world class. And I still to this day don't think he's a world class player. To me, a world class striker is better than him. You know, in my opinion. Yeah.
Fair enough.
say Rooney. Rooney was on the cusp of world class, and I think Rooney's better than Kane. You know, if you put him as a striker, you know, proper when he was in his peak, I think he's better than Kane. Look what he done in the Champions League for us. Look what he done on the world stage. Look at Portugal 2004 in the Euros at 17, 18 years old, what he was doing against the French team. Look what, you know, he's such a quality player.
But is there anyone around Yabba of his caliber?
This is what I'm saying. That there's people, I would have to say Kane's probably in the top 10 strikers in Europe because there's not many great strikers around. But
I think he's the best striker in Europe on the basis that I think that he improves literally every top team that he would play for. He'd improve Arsenal, Barcelona, Real Madrid. I think he might score more goals than Haaland does at City. And it is about a dearth of strikers, but I would have bloody loved him at Manchester United.
So the talk is that we could have really pushed for it and got him at Man United.
Yeah, it's biased remorse.
Would we be in a better position now if we got him a few years ago? I think so too. Because, and that's me saying I don't think he's a world-class striker. I still think he'd be effective enough to help us. You talk at the time, I remember us with the system we were playing as well. He comes deep a lot, links up the play and that kind of thing. We felt that he would be sort of taking up spaces that Bruno occupied and that kind of thing. But he put in the box, he would standardly score goals. And I think he made a big boo-boo by not coming to Man United at some point, just like Shearer and just like Gascoigne. I think these players need to come to Man United to really take it to the next level. He stayed at Spurs far too long through loyalty. I remember there's one point.
I think it was his brother.
Oh,
It's a
really?
bit like, yeah, I think it's a bit like Marcus Rashford. His brother was his agent, and I just don't think that they're experienced enough, like in proper,
Proper
like his
deals.
brother. Yeah, his brother is going up against Daniel Levy, and like he's one of the hardest people I think to deal with in football. And he got him on 6-year contracts. Like there was all that. Like, do you remember Gary did a golf interview with him, and Kane announced he had a release clause or something, but he didn't have a release clause. Like they just got played by Levy. Is this? Is this what you're...
Celtic? Oh my God! Yeah, come on. And that's with Harry Kane. Sorry.
Should we do, just before we get to you, Mr. B, and your thoughts on this? Should we do a couple of comments?
I remember the player. I remember who Andy Kaufman. That's the guy.
Oh, I've seen a film with him in it, Man in the Moon. I enjoyed it.
Andy Kaufman, Nicolas Cage. Face Off.
Oh, fuck off, Yabba.
But yeah, honestly, come with me to Happy Voices one day.
God.
And you're talking about Scientology. Oh my God.
I'm trying to get money from them. Right. Kane's a good player. Best years behind him. We aren't winning the Premier League before Kane retires. Yeah, I mean, none of this is news to anyone. But I mean, at the moment, we're trying to get into Europe, and I think Harry Kane tremendously improves our chances of getting into Europe, doesn't he? Compared to what we have.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no, Jarvis, what have you done? You should look into the Nuwubian nation, ancient aliens, Egyptian mysticism as the new channel sponsor.
No, please.
The founder is Dwight York.
Zach is Malachi York. You're talking about.
Right. Is this like technology or something?
Malachi York is a professor of ancient African cultures and things like that, and brings a new perspective to what the traditional Western philosophy on God. And...
By popping aliens in there.
No. Ancient. Take out ancient aliens. More Egyptian stuff and more sort of old school Negro, African.
Oh, for God's sake, yeah, but right. Rooney over Kane.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but who doesn't agree with that?
Well, I'm sure someone would. Yeah.
All right, we've got we deserve better saying we needed to bring Kane in after we sold Lukaku. Yeah. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. Rooney won, thanks.
Yeah.
Not Emil Heskey. I always thought Emil Heskey got a very, very harsh time. I liked him a lot as a football player. This is interesting, is that Kane didn't really dovetail well in the Euros, did he? I know England got to the final and whatnot, but Bellingham, Foden, like nothing seemed to work. And you wonder, with playing those 2-10s, if a guy dropping back is what we need. I know, Mr. B. Right.
Sorry.
I know. It's just.
Come on. The show must go on, Mr. B.
Yeah. All right, Pipes. Kane, when he first broke into our team as a proper bullying number 9, could have become world class, but then started dropping deep, thinking he was the second Glenn Hoddle. He lost his effectiveness. Is it Andrew Mensah that saw Kane at 17 or 18 and said that he's had to reevaluate everything, seeing what Harry Kane turned into?
Well,
he scouted him. Yeah, he scouted him at Fulham.
I think so. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that. Yeah. He's back, by the way. He'll be coming on soon.
Is he? Oh, great. We all like Andrew's got a lot of interesting things about the Ghanaian path to professional football. Really interesting story. We got Danny B. Big yourself up there, Danny B.
Brother of Mister.
Okay. Bath time. Are all your films moon related? Yes, because it was Man on the Moon.
That's definitely
good one. We got 20 likes. Bubba Hotel.
Yeah, Malachi York.
Solo, I hope you've ignored quite a lot of what has been said this evening because you won't like what's going on with your legacy tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Big up yourself. I hope you're nice. I hope you're nice and warm. Yeah, Jordan Ayew. This is a player that I always bring up because he's an I hate playing against Jordan Ayew. I don't know if he just turns up against United, but he is an absolute nightmare. No, Yabba?
I know you always go on about him. Yeah, he does seem to play well against us, but nah, not for me. Not for me.
I think he's a bit like there was a player for Crystal Palace. I can't remember his name, but he seemed to always score against Manchester City. Is it Townsend? Like he was a winger who used to score. He just for some reason had the hoodoo over City, and I feel that Jordan Ayew has got the hoodoo over us because he'd be at a better club if he played that way all the time. Andros Townsend, yeah, that's the one. All right, and are there any other stories? There's one more story. Oh yeah, this is good news. PSG and Barcelona are fighting it out for Mason Greenwood, and that means that we get half of the transfer fee, which very nice.
I said it would be a good deal in the end. I said it would work out in the end, that one.
How would we feel while we're on the slide? How would we feel when we see one of these young starlets smashing it at Barcelona or PSG? I mean, how would people feel?
I don't give a shit. I don't care. No, he's not our player. He left for reasons beyond everybody, well, most people's control. He's gone. It's done. Once they're gone, they're gone. It's like a gal, innit? She leaves you, that's it. She's done. What are you going to go back for? Nah, man. Leave it.
Yeah, but I don't want her to do well. It brings me happiness to know that they're struggling after they leave me.
See, no, as long as she puts money in my bank account, is what he's going to be doing. Then no, it's all good. I don't hold on to things like that, and I
think the majority of people do think we made the right decision by not bringing him back. I think that would have really upset a lot of fan base.
Well, what more than we're upset already?
Well, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, you know, you think about the female team, like stuff like that. It was
even Priti Patel. Didn't she lobby to get some action? Priti Patel.
I can't recall.
Sure,
she did. Yeah, she did. Yeah, but yeah. Sometimes you just gotta keep things a bit more. Yeah,
I'm just pleased that saga is kind of closed, and I wish that people would move on a little bit for it, because I feel it's different with players like Alanga and McTominay and stuff. Like Greenwood made a tremendous, he did some really bad stuff, and it's his fault that he left the club, and it's I hope he can turn himself around and become a productive member of society, but he can't do it at Manchester United, in my view. But right, Yabba, did you bring, like you said yesterday, that you're going to come in with some questions for us and topics? Did you do that?
Well, as you knew, I had a lot of responsibility at work today, so I didn't do it. So do you mind if I do it off the cuff?
I prepared something just in case you did.
All right. Do you want to go first, and I'll prepare something mentally for you guys?
Right. I'll give you 5 signings: Angel Di Maria, Jadon Sancho, Mason Mount, Anthony, and who else should we put in there? Onana. Right, 5 signings. Which do you think was the worst, and why?
Here's the difference. So, what I think I think some of these players are very good players, just they hadn't worked out at the club. Did you say Sanchez? Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah, Alexis Sanchez.
So you got Di Maria, Sancho, Alexis Sanchez, Mason Mount, and Onana.
Yep.
So which is the worst signing? Which turned out to be the worst signing for us?
Yeah.
I think I would have to go with Di Maria because he's a world-class player. He's a top player. He was winning Champions League with Real Madrid, and since then he's decorated, isn't he? And it didn't work out for him. In such a short space of time, we didn't know how to manage a player like that, and he ended up leaving and was being disgusted with what was going on at the club. So that, for me, is the worst signing because we didn't work out when it should have worked out. He should still be here as a club legend. Do you see what I'm saying? or at least should have extended it. He didn't even have an opportunity. Something happened when he arrived at the club where he's like straight away, instantly, he was like, "Nah, this is no."
Yeah,
good.
he didn't want to come.
Yeah, and then he didn't, and then we didn't have enough about us to actually make him settle and get him to play because he's a very talented player. I remember Bergie wanted him when he was at Benfica all them years ago, you know. So I'm really disappointed with that. That's probably the worst signing for me because the others had more opportunity to try and prove themselves, but the others I don't think are the caliber of Di Maria. I think Di Maria, if you compare the other guys' status, Di Maria is a bit better than the rest. So I'm disappointed, and that's the worst signing because we didn't make it work for us.
Well, I mean, the one thing in his favour I'll say about Di Maria is I believe that his family got tied up like on a Champions League game. Do you remember they used to have that gang going around like Liverpool and things? I think they got the family there, and after that he was hell bent on getting out of the club. And I can kind of understand that. Before we get to you, Mr. B, this has ignited a lot of comments, as you would suspect. And the first one we have is from Danny B. He says Sancho is the worst signing. Darkrow is on Anana. Farn is Sanchez. Sanchez for Will. Sancho and Mount for Danny B. This is a good point. Is remember, like, you know, for some players we got a lot of money back, and for some we didn't. Double A's brought up Falcao. He's one of my most disappointing signings, to be honest. I liked him a lot, but Sanchez and Sancho, and T Maria from Lucky Sing Solo.
The man said T Maria, you know.
Yeah. Mr. B. Oh, sorry. Bilal has said Mason Mount.
Oh, T Maria, of course. I know you say that in a while, didn't it? She's got that. He got Solo.
Mine is Sanchez. I think he took us for a bunch of monks. He said after the first day of training he wanted to leave. Well, he should have said, and maybe they could have sorted out something with his contract. You know what I mean? I think it was from what he was from Arsenal and how they went into total meltdown, and then he came to us, and it's just, yeah. Mine is 100% Sanchez. Di Maria, I forgot that we got our money back for him, so I don't see that as a mistake. He came, he flopped, we got our money back. I don't have a problem with that one. Mason Mount,
too early, innit?
Yeah, I've got this blind. I don't know where this blind hope comes from when I hate the club as much as I do, but I'm just hoping that he can just get 3 months of, you know, when he comes back, just play till the end of the season so we can actually see if he's
Mount for Rasmus. Does that change your thinking at all?
Yeah, Rasmus would be right up there. I think he's second behind. It will always be Sanchez for me. I think he was 100% the worst. But Rasmus, the thing is, because he's still playing for the club, you know, you don't really want to say he's the worst signing, but I don't see how his skill set improves without a brain transplant. I don't see it. I just don't see it. So Rasmus would be right up there, right up there, considering what we thought we were getting. To be fair though, Bath Time, you dug him out really, really early. You said he was shit early. I said I
didn't fit my criteria.
Yeah, I had my rose tinted Man United glasses on, which I no longer wear. So maybe I'm going to be as dynamic seeing through all of the bullshit as Bath Time now.
Yeah, I was early on Ten Hag as well. I think I actually really struggle with this with like ranking these as the worst signings because I think We Deserve Better has put a good one up here. The wages from Sanchez of 400, they absolutely destroyed the wage structure of the club, and it allowed people like Marcus Rashford to ask for
to take the piss.
Deal. Yeah. So that was financially a terrible deal to do. financially,
they've been doing terrible deals forever. Jesus, when did this club ever fucking learn, man?
Yeah, but hold on. When Sanchez, prior to coming to Man United, he was one of the best players in the Premier League.
And that's why I think he would. That's why I say he took us for bugs.
but the money we gave him was too much, Shabba, and it blew our wage structure apart. So I think that
because then De Gea took
375,
didn't he, off that?
Yeah, that's the worst part of it. Is that
true.
And then you look at Anthony. That money that we paid for Anthony and for Rasmus, 70 million each or whatever, is crippling us at the moment to rebuild the squad. So those are painful ones. But for football reasons, I think I'm going to go with Jadon Sancho because we were in a really, really good position when we got Jadon Sancho.
Mm.
We just finished second and things like that. And he should have been the signing that sprung us into actually being elite. And, we got Ronaldo, we got Varane, we got Sancho. It was such a good time. Like Pogba and Bruno, that first game. Was it a Bruno hat-trick, 4 assists for Pogba? And then Sancho, man, he stunk the place out. He had the wrong attitude, all these things. So for footballing reasons, I would go for Jadon Sancho. But I'm on Sanchez because I think he was the start of the financial rot at the club that has got us all the way through. So do any of those arguments change your ranking?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot when I was talking about Di Maria. I was just thinking about he was, I'm really disappointed with him. I changed my mind. I think Sanchez was the worst signing, but not at the time when you're signing. I'm thinking, okay, great. Remember, it was the other guy went the other way, didn't he? The
Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, he went the other way. So okay, that's a good deal for us. But Arsenal letting him go like that, it's like, what's going on here? But I thought he's still a quality player. He was smashing it in the Premier League. I thought, yes, this is a good signing. Didn't work out. So when you say the question is, what is our worst signing? At the time, you're not just going to say, oh, that's a bad signing, don't sign him. Sanchez, who's probably best player in the league. You're not saying that, are you? But you might have said that about maybe Mason Mount at the time. That would have been out of the list that you said of the 5.
Yeah.
Worst signing to go for, because at the time, why are we signing him? Do you know what I'm saying? It didn't seem like the right signing. But as things pan out in hindsight, Sanchez really stuck it up to us, and it's really disappointing the way that turned out. And as Mr. B said earlier about the wage bill, I can't believe that all them years ago, it's like, was it 7 years ago now, and he was getting that sort of wage? Ridiculous.
Yeah,
I've got a question.
What?
Oh, do you want to comment? When you run this thing, I've got one. I did think of something to ask.
All right, I'm do the comments before we get to your question. John is saying, all apart from Mount, the others boil his piss. Steph with some puns. Pressure is mounting literally. We didn't need Mount. Priority was centre forward and then a goalkeeper because United ditched David De Gea. People said that about Jadon Sancho as well, that we should have got a defensive midfielder. And Bilal brought up one of the weirdest signings we made, which was Victor Valdez, straight from prime Barcelona to Carrington. Sanchez was historically poor. Sanchez was a swap deal with Mkhitaryan. People forget Donny, Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger.
Yeah, but they didn't cripple the club, man.
No, I mean, I quite like Schweinsteiger. He had that big falling out with Mourinho. Like, Donny, I think, was actually quite a good price, wasn't he? Like, we didn't really sort of break the bank.
40 mil?
Oh, was he 40?
I'm sure he was 40.
Yeah, something 35, 40, I think.
It felt like a good signing at the time, Donny van der Beek. Solo, ha ha ha. Mr. B, if you're changing your attitude, I'll give you a call tomorrow to wind you up about the other players at the club.
Just don't.
Police harassment, that.
Yeah, exactly. I will just air out that call, boy.
Yeah. Jesus, Sanchez was on 130k a week at Arsenal, and he quadrupled his.
Good old United.
Yeah, and he still, I think, is the highest paid player in Premier League history. Sanchez on that contract. Kasper Schmeichel was still a great keeper on his day. He's playing Celtic, isn't he? How are they getting on? Mourinho calling Sanchez the cherry on the cake. Like Harry Gregg, yes, that's a real footballing man. If he was a rich man, he would have paid to play for Manchester United. Hashtag money the root of all evil. I could get a lot more evil, I tell you that. I'd love to be, I'd love to be more evil. Dortmund initially wanted 130. Jesus, do you remember that for Sancho? Wow. Bailey was unfortunate. Yeah, but I don't. Are these like Donny, Bailey, Falcao? Are they really up in? I mean, I wouldn't even put Lukaku up as like the worst signings that we've ever had. Like maybe
Lukaku scored
Veron,
goals.
Taibi. Like I don't know. They're still 1-0 up. 23 likes. And Andrew used to drink in the Harry Gregg bar at the Velch Field in Swansea. So that's good. Right, Yabba, what's your fun little game for us?
Okay. Can you name for me, Mr. This is for you two, Mr. B and Bath Time. Can you name for me all the Scandinavian countries, please?
Yeah.
Half time, Will.
Denmark, Finland, Norway. And Sweden.
That's it, just 4.
I mean, like, are you going to try and get me with like the Faroe Islands or something like that?
No.
Yeah, I would say that those are the 4 main Scandinavian countries.
Considering foreign players only started really coming into the English leagues in like from Premier League times. There were foreign players before that. I remember we had a few Dutch players and all that. But can you name for me? There we go. Can you name for me all-time Man United 11 filled with Scandinavian players, please?
I'd like to put Mads Tim in it because...
Well, you're going to have to, yeah. Doesn't have to play the first team, but that have been involved in the club. So can you name an 11, Man United 11?
Do you remember what happened to Mads Tim?
Yeah.
He got a driving...
he got caught boy racing around Tesco.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you just name me a Man United 11, whatever system you want to play, filled with Scandinavian players.
Well, it's easy. We all knew who's the goalie is.
Who's the goalie?
Even I know Schmeichel's the goalie.
Leave that comment up so we know that who's Scandinavian. Yeah. So,
yeah.
And where's he from?
Denmark.
Okay, so that's goalkeeper.
Can I do the 2 strikers?
Oh, let's hear this.
Well, it's between you
Larson
two. I'm
and
not saying the
Ollie.
words.
Larson and Ollie.
Henrik Larsson from Sweden and Ollie from
Norway.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we can't argue with that.
Defense. What are you playing? 3 or 5 or 4 at the back?
Well, I can only think of 2 centre backs. Can we play 4-4-2?
Ronnie Johnson.
Yeah.
From where's he from?
Don't know.
Where was Johnson from? Norway, yeah.
Norway. Berg.
Ronnie Johnson.
Henning Berg. First person to win back-to-back Premier League titles at different clubs.
So you're not playing fullbacks. You playing another centre back, or are you?
Well, I'm also right. I should be doing the comments, but I don't want to look because I'm cheating because they're just giving them. Apart from this moron here, putting Vinny Jr. in, and obviously Jarvis is Norwegian, so he can probably do 3-11s for us.
I do know Jarvis is Norwegian. All right, so we need what's system playing? 2 at the back.
2?
Yeah.
Well, you've only named 2 defenders. So what?
Yeah, 4-4-2.
So what are the other 2 defenders then?
Well, you're talking about the fullbacks.
Well, it depends. You make it up. Whether it's a 3-5-2 or.
Why are you complicating this? We're playing 4-4-2. We've named 2 centre backs, 2 strikers. We're going to do 2 midfielders next.
Yeah, but we can play 3-5-2 with 2 strikers.
There you go.
Maybe, but there is a current player like in our squad, like from Denmark, who died and came back to life.
Oh shit! I don't know why I thought we were talking about past players because that doesn't Lindelof. Where's Lindelof from?
He's our left back.
He could be your third centre back. This is what I'm saying, yeah. But anyway, I'm not saying the word. I'm over to you. Name me a Scandinavian tough, good side, and tell me whether they'd be better at the end of it. I'm gonna ask you whether they would be better than what we got today. So, Schmeichel in goal. You got Ronnie Johnson from Norway with Henning Berg from Norway, 2 centre backs. Who's next? You playing 3 at the back with Ronnie?
Could Jesper Blomqvist go wing back?
Let's just put him as a left winger. Where was Janusai from?
No, he wasn't he?
Are you sure?
He wasn't Scandinavian. He wasn't Scandinavian.
He was from the Falklands, wasn't he?
All right. Well, I am having seen the mention of Ibra. I'm dropping
Oh,
Larsson. I'm dropping
Oh,
Larsson, and I'm
God,
putting
imagine.
Ovichido Martin in.
Come on, can we just get this team picked, please? I want to see this team, and it's got to be. When I'm saying pick the team, don't just do random players in stupid positions. I want to see this team and where they would.
Zlatan has to play. Zlatan has to play.
So give me a team.
Zlatan and Ollie then up
Can we
front,
start
or
from the back?
Zlatan and Larsson.
Can we just start from the back?
Yeah, but you're being very precious about us trying to put this team together. Like, we're creatives, me and Mr. B, and you're trying to pen us in. Like, it's like Dirty Dancing. We'll dance if we want to.
No, we have to go two. We have to go two up front. It has to be Larsson. So we got 5 players so far.
Well, we've got So we've got Schmeichel, Berg, Johnson, Lindelof.
There's three centre backs.
Okay, 3 centre backs.
Okay,
so we're going to play 3-5-2.
Okay.
Then we've got Eriksson.
Yeah, it has to be.
Blomqvist, like on left or right wing. And we've got our strikers. So we need 3 midfielders. We need 3 midfielders with one of them wide.
Where did Olsen play?
He was a winger. Yes, be Olsen.
So could we get him on?
Oh, what's this? Finland isn't Scandinavian. I never knew that. We don't have any Finnish players, do we? They're all finished. Oh, nice one, Andrew. Alangi's going in.
Where's Alanga going to go?
On the right. Blomqvist on the left.
Okay.
What about Jesper Olsen, man? Jesper Olsen.
Yeah, I want Olsen in, man.
Right, he's Olsen in.
Because he was like little and good. Yeah. I want Olsen in. Forget Alanga ain't done nothing. I'm taking Olsen over Alanga.
Apparently,
so are you playing wing backs? Are these guys wing backs?
Well, offensive wingers.
No, we're playing 3-5-2. My total football. We need a couple of central midfielders then.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ajmal. Eric Nevland, he was a big tall striker, wasn't
he? Yeah, bloody hell, he didn't do much.
You need a midfielder, really, don't you? Yeah.
Titanium on crap.
I think Roddy Johnson used to play sometimes in midfield, didn't he?
He did. Like he played in the final against Munich in midfield, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Was that Berg then?
He played a lot in the rounds. He never played in the final. It was Beckham played in the middle with Butt.
I thought Ronnie Johnson was in there as well, but I must have that wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Look at this. Finland is a Nordic country, but not part of Scandinavia.
Oh, wow.
Finnish is linguistically closer to Hungarian. Do you know Finnish is the hardest language in the world to learn?
Yeah, I've heard that.
More than Cantonese, yeah?
Yeah, they have their fishing reports in Latin. And when I was at Sunday school, they used to play it to us. Like what the weather was like off the coast of Finland. Who is that?
Beautiful.
Oh,
there you go. But he's Dutch, unfortunately.
Oh, Sherbet. Oh, it don't count.
Great player, but he's Dutch.
Cultured, man. Jeez.
Sivbeck.
Would that work?
Who is Sivbeck?
John Sivbeck. He was a fullback
for United.
Yeah, in the 80s.
What decade?
But he was Dutch, wasn't he? John Sivbeck.
I don't know. I trust Steph more than you.
Trust you. I was gonna say, what did I trust you?
Yeah,
he gone 4-3-3.
I'm sure John Sivbeck is Dutch.
Steph's got. Where's Ollie playing, Steph?
Or is he Danish? No, yeah, he's Danish. Yeah, my bad.
So we're allowed Danes, aren't we?
Yeah, of course. He's Scandinavian.
Apparently, Ronnie Johnson used to be a striker.
Put him up front. Then. Go on.
Yeah, we've got a lot of strikers.
Right, can we have this team, please? It's taking too long.
Yeah, but calm down.
You came in with this fucking question
late,
half an hour late.
Yeah,
because you wanted to be punching that man at work, giving us excuses about you being, oh, my fingers hurting. You should have punched him with the other hand. Yeah, but no, I'm just people think you're violent. Sorry, man.
Oh boy.
All right, look.
Nice
So
you got a
Still in
jumper
for
on
time.
today.
Still in for time.
sorry.
You need a midfielder. Well, just run me through what you got so far, and then we can fill the gaps.
I'm putting Ollie and Zlatan up front, and then I've got Alanga, Eriksson, Jonsson, Olsen, Schmeichel, Berg, Lindelof, and then I'm
we need a defender.
Sievbeck.
Yeah,
and
we'll
then
take
we've
Steve back.
Yeah,
Right, 2.
and then we've got to find a right back.
Are you playing 4 at the back?
Yeah, I am.
Mate, you've just made it harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all I need is a right back.
Or a midfielder and put Ronnie Johnson back in there and drop Sievbeck. I don't know.
Come on, there's 25 of us, 26 of us in here,
Someone
guys.
put in a team.
I'd say there is a midfielder who I thought was really talented, who was playing for the under-18s. He won the cup with them, with Ganacho's team. Do you know what I'm talking about? Norwegian.
Not Maxi Odiele. I thought he's Polish.
No, Norwegian guy. Anyone in the chat?
Oh, I know who you mean. That little guy with the funny hair that left.
The sort of rated number 10 sort of guy.
Is it Aaron someone?
Under 18. What's the
Yeah,
guy?
I know who you mean.
He's got a 3-barrel name. John. No, what's it?
Yeah, Oh, no.
Yeah, Hansen. Is it Hansen?
Aaron Hansen.
No,
Aaron Hansen. Aaron Hansen.
It's Hansen, a guy called Hansen who played for the Utes recently.
I know. It's got Jarvis. Tell us who he is. You must know him. He's Norwegian and he had silly hair. Isaac Hansen. Yeah. Thank you.
What do you think of him? Do you think he can get in the side? Because I thought he was quite a talented player.
We sold him.
Yeah, I know, but we did.
If it means that the show ends so I can go and eat, then we're going to put Hansen in.
All right, Hansen's in. We've got the team done.
Name your team. What's yours? All right. So the question was: name me a Scandinavian 11, and tell me if they could be better than our team today, and whether they would finish in the league. So
in the league, they finished 8th.
You've got subs bench as well if you want. So 5 subs. So name the starting 11 for you and the system.
We've named it. It's a 4-4-2, and because we've got
4-4-2,
because I've said. Stop! What is wrong with you? You've asked me to name a team, and now you're shouting at me because I'm putting it in a formation.
You've picked the wrong team. That's not the team I wanted you to pick.
Right. I thought it was a 3. I thought it was a 3 at the back.
Well, now we've got all the players in. We've changed our mind based on the evidence.
Johnson.
Sorry?
You put Hansen in midfield instead of drop Johnson back to centre back.
Right, yeah, but tell us the team that you want us to say.
I've heard you say Schmeichel in goal. 3 centre backs would be Ronnie Johnson, Henningberg, and
Lindelof.
Wide, you'd have Blomqvist. Other wide guy would be Jesper Olsen, or Elanga. Then in midfield, you'd have Hansen with Eriksson. And then you got 3 strikers or someone in the hole. Zlatan with Larson and Solskjaer. I thought that was you going for. But what's your team? You tell me your team.
That's the team. And they are going to finish. The forwards are so good, man.
Yeah.
If the forwards are prime, like Larson, I think, had an argument of being world class, and Zlatan was. I think that gets us 3rd. Just based off the goal power there.
And is that realistic with the balance of the players and things? Do you think that would work? Because you haven't got any real wing backs.
No, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. But we've got some outrageous goal scorers, and goals win your matches. I don't think that there's a lot of proper goal scorers in the league anymore. I don't think a lot of teams could deal with 2 players like Larsson and Ibrahimovic working off each other. They've got to be Sweden's greatest ever strike force.
Don't forget about Ollie as well, right?
Ollie off the bench. He's killing them as well.
You mean Ollie off the bench? Ollie's going to have to play.
This is right, okay. Oh, Larsson's in the 10, isn't it?
Yeah. Or Zlatan or whatever.
Yeah, I just think that those 3 are like they've got to be the best strikers that have come out of Scandinavia, unless we're missing someone obvious. And I think that they would. I think that they'd be able to get you at least 3rd in the league the way it is.
And what about the midfield? Because you've got Hansen, who's like a number 10, and Ericsson. Do you think they can work without that sort of tackle?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work. But you didn't give us much scope. You gave us Scandinavian teams when we had been talking for an hour. So
3-3-3-1.
We're gonna get 3-3-3-1. Jesus Christ.
That's 3-3-1. Yeah, but they would be higher in the league than we are based off the forwards.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
It's a good side, really good side. I agree. Yeah, they'd be higher than us. I don't know about top four because I just think they're vulnerable in midfield and no wing backs. But yeah, it's a very good side, and it makes you. There's a lot of talented Norwegian players in the Premier League. Not Norwegian, but Scandinavian players that have played in the Premier League, and we've had a few.
All right. Well, I look forward to whatever you furnish us with later in the week. But we're getting to lack of notch time. Tomorrow, unfortunately, is a late one because it's Liverpool, Villa, and City versus Bayern. City, Real Madrid.
I mean, what am I watching tomorrow?
I'm watching Liverpool, Villa.
Why?
I think I'm going to watch Man City, Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm watching Man City, Real Madrid. There's more on that one.
No, Liverpool win the league this year. They surpass us.
I don't need to watch them do that. I don't need to watch them do that.
Marcus Rashford, please, just one performance. One performance. Liverpool have been in a lot of trouble recently. They haven't performed very well. Lost to Plymouth. Got that, conceded late at Everton.
I ain't relying on Rashford, mate. I tell you, I ain't gonna rely on Rashford for that game. We couldn't rely on for ours. I ain't gonna rely on for another team. I'll watch Man City.
I mean, we'll see, but I'll probably end up watching City because I imagine Liverpool will race into a 3-0 lead after 2 minutes or something. But yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back at 10:05, I think, tomorrow night, and you're all welcome to join us. So yeah, it's lack of notch time. So it's a lack of notch from me.
Lack of notch from me.
Lack of notch, guys.